Hi guys, it's Christina from Redefine Creative, and I am back with another project using the Crepe Paper Wild Heart collection, and this is a collaboration that I am doing with Memory Lane Scrapbook Store, which is a small online scrapbook store where you can get some amazing fun goodies to play with. And so how I am starting this layout is I've taken a sheet of white cardstock, and I'm just taking these little cube die ink pads from Aulani and creating some stripes in the background. And so I don't want them to be perfect. I don't want them to be even. I want them kind of to have like an airbrushed look. So I'm definitely not going for perfection and evenness. I want them to look messy. And I chose those colors based on kind of the colors that are in this particular collection, as well as the colors that are in the photo that I want to use. And so there you can see I've taken a 4x6 photo, and it has my three kids with the Aulani Hotel in the background. And so we've got that big palm tree. And so there's a lot of color in that particular picture. So I did go ahead and put a thin border of white cardstock around the picture itself. And then what I'm wanting to do is to build a bunch of embellishment clusters that kind of match the colors in each one of those rows that I created. So I'm looking for things that are yellow to go in the yellow row and pink in the pink row and so on. So I went ahead and went back to my stash and grabbed some washi tape that would match each one of these colored strips. And this is just going to add a little bit of pattern and texture. The reason I didn't use pattern paper for this instead, because you could get the same torn edge look, is that it doesn't have this little bit of a see-through property. So, excuse me. So the fact that washi tape is, most of this washi tape anyway, is a little bit see-through, allows for the fact that it kind of blends into that inked background that I created. So it's not going to stand out on top of that inking. It's going to kind of blend in with it, and that's more the look I was going for. If I wanted my pattern paper to stand out on top of my mixed media or my inked background, then I would use pattern paper instead of washi tape, because you wouldn't have that kind of transparent look. So I'm just adding a few strips of washi tape here to each one of my colored strips, and I'm just picking a color that basically matches. And so some of the little strips are going to have like double strips, and some are just going to be single, and they're just going to kind of be layered up in random places. So I'm not doing anything that is too like measured and organized here. I'm just kind of being random. And I have this thicker alphabet, and this is one that came in the Here and There collection. So it's not from Wild Heart, but it does match really well with the Wild Heart collection. So if you still have that in your stash. And I use that to spell out the word Aulani, and then I'm going to use Getaway from the Wild Heart thickers, as well as one of these little vellum palm leaves to finish off my title. So my title is going to run all along that dark green section at the bottom. And then I'm going to go ahead and tuck these tags in at the top of my photo. And I was trying to get that black Stay Wild on there, and it's not going to make the cut because it's just a little bit too heavy for the rest of the layout, because there isn't any other of the black elements. I'm not using anything else in black from this particular collection, so it was just a little bit too heavy. So what I'm doing is I'm going through each one of my embellishment packs and things to see what elements I might be able to pull in. And I'm not pushing anything down or gluing anything down right now. I'm just matching up all my colors. So I'm going back and forth between the sticker sheet, the chipboard, the ephemera pack, pulling out little things and kind of creating some clusters. And I originally thought I was going to fill up those entire rows, and it was getting just a little bit too busy for me and what I kind of wanted it to look like. So I am going to kind of narrow down my focus a little bit here and cluster things up a little bit more. So I'm going to have one pink cluster there under the photo and one pink cluster over by that bird. That big blue heart is going to go away because it was just a little bit too much in that blue, because the blue is already so bold and stands out so well. So I'm going to go just with that little ticket and then some hearts. I'm going to go ahead and keep adding here a few little hearts and phrases and things. And then I'm wanting something else to go in that blue row, like that kind of lagoon colored row up at the top. And so I find this circle that just says you are one of a kind, and I'm going to tuck that in underneath this little bird. And that's a perfect kind of cluster for that particular color row. And that's basically going to do it. So matching up, creating kind of this contrast where I matched up the embellishments of the same color with my mixed media and washi tape background. And so I hope you will absolutely stop by Memory Lane Scrapbook. Check out the Wild Heart collection. You can use the code SECRET20 for a discount over there, and I'll see you soon. Bye!